Hi folks, thanks for joining us today. I have a fun flow written out for you. I have some notes over here, so if I choose to look at them throughout the flow, know that it's just so that we don't forget any of the fun stuff I have planned. Follow along, do the best you can do, find your edge, see how far you can push it, see what your capability is in the body you've got today. This is just going to be fun, so have a good time with it, all right? We're going to start in child's pose, as we often start our flows. So, fingers nice and wide, knees nice and wide, big toes touch. Sink your hips back and down. Take a few moments here to ground yourself down, to really feel the earth beneath you, to start the breath, the flow of air in and out through your nose. So that you can maintain that throughout your practice, no matter what the poses bring to you, no matter what shape your body is willing to give you. Keep your breath moving, strong, conscious, and with a nice rich sound. Take a deep breath in. Let it all the way out. A full inhale. And a full exhale. One more like that. Deep breath in. Let everything go. And right here in your child's pose, add a thread the needle. Put your right hand, slip it under your left armpit. I love a thread the needle in this position with my hips back and down. If you choose something else, by all means, take a different variation. I like to walk my left fingers forward, but if you want to put your hand on your lower back, work towards a half bind, by all means do that. Give your shoulders a moment to just settle in. Take one more breath here. Let it go. Return to your child's pose and then thread the needle on the second side. Just take your left hand, slip it under your right armpit. Come to your left temple. Find the variation you need in this pose. Either right fingertips reach forward, or your hand goes to your lower back, or towards a half bind. Deep breath in. Let it all the way out. Come back to your child's pose. Slide your hands back towards you a little bit, and then you're just going to slip forward onto your belly so that your hands are at your lower ribs. Inhale up to cobra. Come back down. Just gently up to cobra another time. Back down. Third time's the charm. From here, down dog. Tuck your toes, lift your hips. Take your time in your first down dog to just feel it. Pedal it out if you like to pedal it out. That's my housekeeping. There's a piece of lint on my mat. Look, another piece. Take any movements you need. Just feel where your starting point is so that you can move from that place. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more inhale here. Stay for your exhale. Come to a high plank, a high push-up position. Hands right below your shoulders. Don't let your head drop down. Keep your neck nice and long. It is part of your spine after all, so you want a nice long line from the crown of your head down through your heels. Really push the earth away. Feel your fingers spread wide and ground down. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more inhale here, and lower all the way down to your belly. Cobra with an inhale. Come back down. Cobra number 2. Back to your belly. Third time's the charm. Down dog. So we're warming up the spine with those cobras. And don't push deeper than you need to go right now. You're just warming up. This is the beginning of the practice. This is you figuring out where you are in the world. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Walk your feet forward and sink into a yogi squat. Malasana, garland pose. Heels are on the mat, toes are off. If you like to, need to, want to, feel free to sit on a block. Use your elbows against your knees and your knees against your elbows to open up across your collarbones. Really ground down in your feet. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. We'll add a twist to this, so bring your left hand down and your right hand behind you. You can use your left elbow against your left knee and just add a gentle twist. We're just starting here, just sort of wringing things out. Breath in, breath out. Switch sides for your twist. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Come back to center. Back to your Halasana. From here, reach your arms forward, move into boat. Just bump down. So warming up the core here, definitely, right? Your core is engaged, collarbones are open. If you like, take your toes with the first 2 fingers and reach your legs out into a V. Deep breath in here. Bring your legs together as you exhale. Open up to a V. Exhale, close them. Open up to a V. Exhale, close it. Squeeze your knees into your chest and roll back onto your back. Just hug your knees in. And we'll do a twist. So arms out on to your sides. Drop both knees over to the right. Gaze can go to the left if you like. If you like a different leg variation, by all means. I like this gentle one before we're really warmed up. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Come back through center into the other side. Gentle twist. Any variation that you need, that's what you do. One more breath in. Stay for your exhale. Come back to center, hug your knees in your chest. Let's add a little dynamicism. Start to rock. Give yourself a nice little spinal massage here. Come up to standing. Yep, I missed. Let's try again. There, I did it. Bring your feet about hip distance and we'll do a ragdoll. So feet are about 2 fist distance. Just drag yourself down. You can let your arm dangle. You can take opposite elbows. You can sway if you like. Come to center, come to stillness, drop your hands down, toe heel your feet together. Switch into the next page. Rise to extended mountain, reach all the way up, deep breath in. Bring your hands to heart center. Press your thumbs right into your heart center. If you'd like to set an intention for your practice, go ahead and do that. Take a breath in. Let your breath out. Extended mountain root. Inhale, reach up. Forward fold with your exhale. Halfway lift to a nice long flat back. Don't be afraid to bend your knees so that your tailbone can reach back and the crown of your head reach forward. Deep breath in. Chaturanga, high plank to low plank. Up dog to a down dog. Breath in and a breath out. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Look to your hands, walk, step, or hop forward. Halfway lift to a long flat back. Fold with your exhale. Extended mountain reach all the way up. And then dive down with your breath out. Halfway lift. Chaturanga, high to low. You can step back if you like. You can come to your belly. You can do a cobra instead of an up dog. You make this yours. Find what you need from the practice. That's what it's all about. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more inhale. Stay for your exhale. Look to your hands, travel forward. Halfway lift. Fold. Extended mountain reach up. Dive down. Halfway lift. And flow. Skip or add as you like. Find your down dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Let your hands move forward. Halfway lift. Fold. Extended mountain reach up. Chair pose, sit down. All right, chair pose. Toes are light, heels are heavy. Squeeze into the center line. So when you do that, when you tuck your lower ribs in together, your core is engaged, not just the front, but the whole way around. Deep breath in. Sink low. One more breath. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga, high to low. Up dog to a down dog. Warrior one, right side, step forward. All right, here it is. First warrior one on the right side. Really feel it, really feel that outer edge of the back foot. Press it down. Spin this hip forward. Deep breath in. Sink through the front knee. One more breath. Chaturanga, hands down, flow high to low, skip or add. Find your down dog. Warrior one, second side. If you need to make little adjustments to your poses, by all means do that. Deep breath in, deep breath out. One more inhale. Chaturanga, flow or don't. Find your down dog. So you should be warming up at this point. And you'll want warming up. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Look to your hands, move forward. Halfway lift. Fold. Chair pose. Sit low. Inhale. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Up dog to a down dog. Warrior one, right side. All right. This is where we start getting crazy, guys. Find your warrior one. Really feel it. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to move right to a crescent lunge. So simply lift your back heel and spin that heel back. So you reach back through with that heel. You'll see that maybe your left hip can spin forward just a little more than it normally does in the warrior one. See how it feels. Find what you need. Deep breath in. Hands to heart center. Twist to your right. So hook that left elbow. You can keep your hands pressing against heart center. You can flower open, take a bind if you like. This is how I like to do mine. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Warrior two, come up and around and over. Now warrior two, often we need a little bit of a longer stance. I like to put my hand to my lower back and just open up across my shoulders, and then I can sink deep into my pose. Deep breath in, extended side angle, reach forward with your right hand, elbow to knee, top arm up and over. You can stay here if you like, you can bind if that's in your practice and you'd like to do that today. You might bring your bottom hand towards the mat. You find the pose that you need. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Pull yourself up to standing, straighten that front leg, move right to triangle, reach forward and then down. So the idea with triangle and extended side angle is similar. Roll open, like you're a piece of toast, just sliding into the toaster. You're all in one plane here. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Pull yourself up to standing with an inhale. I'm going to pull this foot back so you can see me a little better. Standing split. So windmill your hands down to frame your front foot. Lift the left heel high. Point those back toes down. You might choose to bring your hands to your ankle or maybe just one hand. From here, half moon. Lift your left hand high. Expand. Inhale, chair, hands to heart center. Any adjustments you need to make with your feet, make them. Sink low, twist to the right. Deep breath in and forward fold. Separate your feet to fist distance, so hip distance, and take Padangusthasana. First two fingers are on your big toes. Inhale up to a long flat back and then fold. Knees can be soft as necessary. Elbows moved away from your midline. Tuck your chin under and lengthen the back of your neck. So move your shoulders away from your ears. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Inhale, and a big exhale. Halfway lift with an inhale. Hands to the mat, high plank to low. Flow. Find your down dog. Warrior one, left side. Woohoo, second side. Second verse, same as the first, right? Square forward. Breath in. Stay for your exhale. Crescent lunge. Lift that back heel and send that back. Send it energetically back. Deep breath in. Hands to heart center and twist to your left. So hook that elbow. You might choose to keep your hands at heart center. You might choose to flower open and take some variation. If you need to drop that back knee, drop it. Breath in, breath out. One more inhale. Stay for your exhale. Warrior two, come up and around. All the little adjustments you need to make, do those. Again, I like to put my hand on my lower back and get really nice and flat. Breath in. Extended side angle. Elbow to knee, top arm up and over. Roll your chest up and open. Bind if you like it. If that's not in your practice, then don't bind. Easy. Breath in, breath out. Full inhale. Stay for your exhale. Warrior two, come back. Actually straighten that front leg. Now triangle, reach forward and then down. Pull up on your quadriceps, keep your legs active, and really feel your feet ground down into the earth as you lift up through that top hand. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Pull yourself up to standing. Again, I'm going to adjust myself so that I stay in frame a little better. And then standing split, windmill your hands down, right toes, or right heel lifts, right toes point straight down. Hands can be on the mat, the block, or your ankle. Breath in, stay for your exhale. Half moon, open it up towards the right side of the room. You might want to block for this. Really keep both legs nice and strong and steady. Whoop, there we go. The bigger you get, the steadier you are. Deep breath in. Chair pose, hands to heart center. Sink into your heels. Sink even lower. Twist to the left. You can take any arm variation that you like. Don't forget to press to that right foot in this case so that the right knee doesn't poke forward. Deep breath in. Forward fold with an exhale. Separate your feet hip distance. This time, take Padahastasana, gorilla pose. Slide your hands right under your feet. Inhale to a long flat back if you can, and then fold. Knees might be softer than they were in Padangustasana. Give yourself the luxury of having your hands and your feet touch each other, massage each other. Really feel the things that support you so much during the day. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Take your hands up from under your feet, halfway lift. Yogi squat. Back to that garland pose that we had in the beginning. I like to open up so that I can get lots of length from my tailbone up through the crown of my head. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Stay here, take an arm balance if you like it. A crow, a baby crow, a firefly, whatever you like. Tripod headstand's a good one. We'll see what I have in me today. And we'll meet in a child's pose. If you want a vinyasa, erase what you've done, take that vinyasa. Never say no. Well, that's not true. I almost never say no to an extra vinyasa. Find yourself in that child's pose. Sink into it. Notice how it feels, particularly as compared to the one that you started your practice with. There's a lot of water that's gone under the bridge since then. It's a whole different body you've got right now. All right, make your way up to your hands and knees. We're going to set up for frog. Yeah, frog. So, this is not a favorite for many people. If you choose, you can do a wall frog. That is to say, you can lie on your back against the wall. Your hips are about this far from the wall. And you can move into a wall frog. So this is an inner thigh stretch, your inner hips. The idea is to get your toes pointed down a little bit from your heels. It's a process. If you like a full frog, you can make your way to that. I'm going to have a block here. So bring your knees nice and wide apart. The idea is to have some perpendicular angles from your torso to your thighs, from your thighs to your shins, from your shins to your feet. So set yourself up, support yourself. Now, one of the things that happens in frog very often is that people will dump their belly down so that their lumbar spine starts to crunch. What I want you to do if that happens is put a block or something under your belly if you need a little extra support. If you feel like you're not feeling much stretch, then maybe you need to put your knees wider. Maybe you need to rock forward and back and find that sweet spot. It might not feel super sweet, let's be honest, but really, really good for us to stretch out that part of our hips. So, hip openers, yeah. Not everybody's favorite. That's okay. I love to think of the practice as more than just the poses, because it is. It's so much more than just the poses. And it's more than just the philosophy behind the whole thing. There's just a way to look at the practice as a microcosm of life. So you get into these situations where you're not real happy being where you are, right? You know, you're in this frog pose and you're like, yeah, not real happy with my frog pose just because there's lots and lots of sensation. It doesn't hurt, but there's lots of stretch. It's an unusual position to be in. I'm going to just wiggle a little deeper because after a few breaths I get a little bit more space. But the idea here is that you can stay with the discomfort, you can stay with whatever it is that's causing you some distress. As long as it's not pain, as long as you're not going to hurt yourself, just decide whether you're going to stay and just notice whatever it is you feel, or if you're going to stay and let those sensations float by. There's lots of choices here. One of the things I love is that this reminds me that my breath is always here, always here. So when something gets uncomfortable, when something gets overwhelming almost, I can come back to my breath because it's there. It's always there. And I can notice my breath. I can just notice where I feel it in my body. Is it in my nose, my throat, my chest, my belly? Where is it? And I can bring my awareness to that. Once I do that, I can simply follow my breath as it moves in and out and in and out. And more than that, once you inhale, but before you exhale, there is the most infinitesimal pause. The tiniest little split second between the inhale and the exhale, and then between the exhale and the inhale. In yoga, we call it a kumbhaka. Notice it. Don't change it. Just notice it and see what happens. When you have your attention on that, when you have your attention on something so small and yet so important, because inhales and exhales, both important, but we can't have an inhale or an exhale without that tiny pause. When you notice that tiny thing, that makes such a huge difference. Yeah, that translates. Tiny things can make huge, huge differences. So don't be afraid to notice the tiny things, to really bring your attention to them, and then see how they fit, not just in the practice, but in your life. I know, I'm still there with you, right? I'm still here in this frog pose. It's been a couple of minutes at this point. Sometimes this can get uncomfortable. See if you can stay even just a couple more breaths and see what happens. If there's, if you find that your lumbar spine has sagged even more, you can make adjustments that way. If you find that there's more room in your hips, you can go a little deeper. There's lots of things you can do in this pose, but find that breath. It's there. It's always there. All right, we're going to take 2 more nice deep breaths right here in frog. I have to say, I'm kind of loving my frog right now, which is surprising. I don't usually. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. 1 more inhale. Did I say 2? Yeah, I think I did. Stay for your exhale. And you can start to come out of your frog. Push yourself up. If you feel like you're 100 years old, welcome to the club. Make your way to your hands and knees. And we're going to move into some cat-cows. So cow, drop your belly, lift your chin and your tailbone, and then cat, round your back. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. A nice cow. It's counter pose cat. We'll do 2 more with your breath. Last one. Let it out. Come to a nice long neutral spine. Swing your feet around, lying your back. And we'll set up for bridge. So feet are hip distance, toes point at 12 o'clock. Scoot your hips right down to your heels and then lie on your back. Notice the centers of your heels, big toe mounds and baby toe mounds. Press those evenly into the mat to lift your hips up. You can roll your shoulder blades together underneath if you like it. Try not to let yourself roll onto the outer edges of your feet. Keep your feet nice and grounded and steady. So your inner knees spin down, and that helps you lift your hips just a little more. Deep breath in. Make your way back to your back. Take a breath. Let it go. We'll do 2 more. Bridge, wheel. You can do a supported bridge with a block under your hips if you like. Move into what you need. And if you choose something and you're like, this is totally not the thing I should have chosen, then change it, right? This is your practice. Make it fit you. We want you to feel nourished after you practice, not depleted. One more breath here. Make your way back to your back. Take a breath. Let it go. One more bridge, wheel, supported bridge. You can rest if you like it. Don't forget about those big toe mounds. Press those down to lift up. Deep breath in. Make your way all the way down to your back and rest in Supta Baddha Konasana. Place the soles of your feet together. Allow your knees to fall open. One hand on your belly, the other one on your heart. Yeah. If you can, feel your heart beneath your hand. Feel how your breath moves beneath your hands. Take some time to notice your breath, to feel, to hear its richness. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Bring your knees together, hug them into your chest. Happy baby if you like it. Best pose name ever. You can rock if that feels good. Bring your knees back into your chest. And we're going to move into an inversion. If you like waterfall, you can put a block under your hips and lift your feet up towards the ceiling. Shoulder stand might be more your speed. I think I'm feeling a shoulder stand. If you like a forearm stand, handstand, headstand, legs up the wall. So for shoulder stand, yeah, roll your shoulders together underneath you. So your hands come to your lower back. Look only up at your toes, so I'm not going to look at the camera right now. I like to point my feet but pull my toes back. So these inversions just sort of flip the script, get everything going upside down. Sometimes they give you a new perspective. If you're in a full shoulder stand and you like a plow, drop your feet to the head side of your body. You can come onto the tops of your toes if you like. From there, if it's in your practice and you're feeling it today, Karnapidasana, Deaf Man's Pose. And start to come out of the pose, all the way down onto your back. I'll adjust myself a bit here. And take a fish as a counter pose. Elbows and forearms press down, chest lifts up, allow your head to drop back. If you like, you can lift your feet and your hands. Deep breaths. It's a wonderful counter pose to shoulder stand and its variations. One more breath in. Make your way all the way down to your back. Hug your knees in your chest. Rock up to seated. And we'll do a seated forward bend. Legs long in front. Any extra flesh can be removed from under your seat if you like it. Send your heels away, pull your toes back. Inhale, reach up, and then fold forward and down. Catch whatever you catch. If you need a strap, use a strap. If you like a block to grab onto beyond your feet, then go ahead. So the crown of your head moves forward, your chest moves down towards your thighs. Deep breath in, deep breath out. One more inhale. Stay for your exhale. Make your way back up to seated. Roll down onto your back. Lie on your back. Hug both knees into your chest. Just like towards the beginning of our practice, we're going to move into a twist. Drop both knees over to the right-hand side. Any variation of this as you enjoy it, go ahead and take. Really feel that side body open up, lengthen. Relax into it. Find some ease. Find some depth. Come back through center. Move to the second side. Yeah, you can go all the way onto that side body if you like it, with whatever variation of legs feels good to you. Feel that side body open up. One more breath here. Exhale it all the way out. Come back to center. Hug your knees into your chest. Bring your forehead up to meet your knees. Roll yourself up into a teeny tiny little ball. Deep breath in right here. And Shavasana with your exhale. Final rest. Set yourself up so that you can relax everything. Shavasana is a pose where there is nothing active. There is just passive. Your breath normalizes, so no stretching to get that Ujjayi breath, just regular breath. Take a few moments to scan from your toes, up your legs, to your hips, your belly, your chest, your shoulders, down your arms to your fingertips. From your shoulders up your neck to your face. Notice if there's any tension, and if there is, just let it go. And rest. If you'd like, you can pause this video and you can stay in Shavasana as long as you need to. Enjoy this time. Let this time nourish you. Let this time renew you. When you've finished your Shavasana, come back and meet us on the mat. Bring some movement to your fingers and toes, to your wrists, to your ankles. Bend your knees, place the soles of your feet on the mat, and gently roll to one side. Lie on your side for just one more moment of rest. Then use your top arm to push yourself up to a comfortable seat. In any position that feels good to you with a nice long straight spine. Bring your hands to heart center. If you set an intention at the beginning of your practice, go ahead and recall it now. And hold that intention between the palms of your hands. Hold that intention right in front of your heart. Take a deep breath in together. And let it all the way out. The light in me honors the light in each one of you. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I hope you'll join me for other practices that I post.